And good morning, everybody. It is Wonderful Wednesday with Troy Taggart. Now, Troy, I only just met you recently at a networking event, Holly Springs Small Business Networking. And we got chatting. I think we were chatting for a good 10 minutes.
Yes, yeah.
It was brilliant. I loved it. So thank you. Now, you do something really interesting. And we are both transplants, okay? Because you're from Florida. And obviously I'm from England. But Troy, tell us about you. Tell us your story. Just tell us about you. Take it away.
Well, my story is kind of interesting on, speaking of transplants and how I got here. I actually, 9 months ago, I moved to Florida from Northern Virginia, where I raised my family there, 35 years in Northern Virginia outside DC. We moved to Florida. We're there for 7 months. And then this wonderful woman, Helene, came through and pretty much knocked us out. We got about 6 feet of water in our place and heavy destruction. And as I was cleaning out the place and ripping drywall out, everyone's telling me, here comes another storm, a nice guy named Mr. Milton. And I looked at my wife and she said, we got to get out of here. So we ended up taking a trip and staying with friends in Wendell, which is not outside east side of Raleigh. And I posted it on Facebook and got a message from an old friend from Northern Virginia who just started a company. And he knows my background. I've started a number of companies, and we went and had coffee, and he started telling me the idea about the Welcome Company. And I was like, this is fabulous. I love this concept. And so he said, well, how long are you going to be here? I said, I have no idea. So far, I jumped on board right before November, and we started the company, and we're working it. And it's been a lot of fun, because I'm doing a lot of networking events, like at the Holly Springs Small Business Network. Fabulous people.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, we had a great conversation because I'm very interested in what you do. So we're doing something, I think very special for the community, and I love local businesses. And so we're off and running with a strong mission.
Yeah. Now, so tell us more. What is involved with the Welcome Company?
Yeah, so essentially, at the crux of it is we're connecting local businesses with new homeowners. We believe in the power of personal connections, so we help local businesses throughout the Triangle area connect with new homeowners through what we call warm welcomes. We deliver a welcome basket to new homeowners within about 2 weeks of moving in. And in that basket, there's exclusive offers, thoughtful gifts, as well as great information about the local community that they can use. And essentially, we highlight our vendor partners, which are mostly home service businesses and, auto repair shops to restaurants and, anyone that's really looking to get new customers. And it's really like a word of mouth marketing, but we feel like we're doing it right with gifts.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Okay, I got you. So what kind of gifts do you deliver?
Well, interestingly enough, we are trying to work with local companies that produce products. So we have local soap companies, people that make candles. We're working with 321 Coffee. We're hoping to have them in the basket, which has a really special cause. Everyone should look it up. And then what we do is we have our vendors provide various different promotional items to stay top of mind. My favorite happens to be a fly swatter from a pest control company.
Oh, very good. Yes, I know the pest control man. Yeah.
I mean, we have cool cups, useful things like, koozies, And then they provide a special offer and an incentive for them to use their business. So yeah, we change up the basket a little bit here and there, depending on how much these local products companies can keep up with our volume. But, it's very unique.
Oh, I like it. I like it. So who are you looking to collaborate with? You've said so it's people who are like pest control, roofers, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
HVAC.
if yeah, so we, just as an example, right now we have a fence builder, we have a flooring company, we've got plumbing. I'll name them: J&B Fence, USA Flooring, Full Stack Plumbing, Agape Lawn Company, Filters Direct, Ready Pest Solutions, TapSnap, and but the bottom line is most of them are home services companies.
Yeah.
So
I use Filters Direct.
Yes, so do I. Yes, I know. Mark's a great guy.
My little Irish friend.
Yes, so he's the best. Of course, anytime I'm thinking about something Irish, like when the Notre Dame was playing in the national championship, I got to text them now because we're, Irish buddies.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so home services businesses, and what makes this unique is, we're really getting inundated in this digital world. The Google leads and Angie's List, I mean, they're getting super expensive because it's so competitive, right? So we help them we call it get their foot in the door. We literally knock on the door and welcome these new homeowners, and they are just so thankful and grateful that, because they really haven't established any buying relationships at this point, and they have a laundry list of things they need to get done, especially in older homes. So we're looking for painters, electricians, their garage organizers, closets, kitchen remodeling, bath remodeling, anyone that's providing that. And of course, what we do is we hyper localize these markets. So we are going to cover the whole triangle area. We're in three what we call submarkets right now: Chatham, Apex, Holly Springs, and Cary. And so businesses within those smaller markets where somebody has got to actually go to a place like a hair salon, a restaurant, auto repair, they're not going to drive 30 miles to get that done unless somebody's a really good hairdresser. So they want to introduce themselves to potential new buyers and give them an incentive to come in and check out their business and give it a try.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I know some people, painters, and I can, we'll have a chat later on. I've got some people who home remodeling and things like that.
Yeah, well, we would appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's really all about referrals and word of mouth. I mean, you think about moving in now, neighbors aren't as neighborly, I guess. I mean, I hate to say that. I mean, I'm sure it's, different in every market, but the first time I moved into a new home, I got an apple pie from my neighbor. I thought it was the coolest, greatest thing ever. And we always tried to welcome our neighbors. And but when somebody moves in, people kind of stated themselves a little bit more, so they don't really know who to trust yet in terms of getting these services done. Because usually the first thing you do is ask your neighbor, "Hey, who does your lawn? Who does?" who did that great painting that you.
No, it's true. And then you're giving them with all the referrals already, which I mean, and no doubt you're not going to actually refer people who aren't very good. You've checked them out first of all. So it's yeah.
Yeah, so like a trusted third party, right? I mean, our vendor partners go through a screening process. They have to have good reviews. I mean, a lot of them are actually people that have told us we have to get in touch with them. We did an interesting little case study. The founder, who has been here for 8 years, sent out an email to all his buddies and said, "Who would you recommend?" And the first thing came up was, "Well, I can tell you who I wouldn't recommend." See, bad news travels fast, right? So, but we ended up getting a laundry list of folks, and that did great job. They were on time. cleaned up after themselves, a lot of those type of things. And so that was a good start. And now we're just really, through networking, finding a lot of great vendors. We just joined the Apex Chamber of Commerce because our office is in downtown Apex, and been to some events and met some great people. And I have to say, this area, the Raleigh area, is just full of good people looking
very friendly.
Yes.
Very friendly and very welcoming. And I love how everybody likes to build everybody up. That's what I found. It's like there's no, I mean, people always say it was competition. I never really found that. It was always like people were so interested in what I do, so welcoming. And I love that. And I can only imagine that you've had that as well. So
yeah, I find the word competition sort of a dirty word. I don't think life is that competitive. I think when you're working together, it's a rising tide lifts all boats. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, these home service businesses, it's very competitive. I mean, you go search HVAC and you've got hundreds of companies servicing this area. What's really interesting is what's happening in these home service markets is they're all getting acquired, so much acquisition by private equity, and they're losing that local touch. What we want to do is really partner with the local guys, and
nice.
because we want them to stand out. I mean, they did a lot to build their reputation, and I don't want to do business with a national company. I'd rather, we'd much rather promote, a good regional business owner who is is as interested in getting new business, but also being about the community.
Yeah, yeah. So NC Water Heaters comes to mind. They do a lot of cover electricity and plumbing, and they started off just really small. They're a family business.
That's what we love.
Cindy,
we love those stories.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that they are, and all the kids work within the business. Isn't that lovely?
I don't know how they do it. I have a family of 5, and I can tell you, although I just hired my son to do some outreach for us, but doing business as a family can be difficult, but it's so wonderful when you see it work.
Yeah. So, and I love that. I mean, I agree. Referral. Most of my business is from referral. So it's I'm very lucky, and I actually get therapists, and I just had another psychotherapist. She's just referred somebody to me, so I get sort of like really good clients. So yeah, it's I love referrals.
Well, it's I mean, if anybody is in sales, there's nothing better than what you call a warm lead. We do a lot of cold outreach. Now, I started as a stockbroker in my career, and I was handed a telephone and a telephone book, and it was like, good luck. And the old joke was, you're going to go through your friends and family, start your business, and then you really have to start your business. And so I admire a lot of people that can do cold outreach, but it's sort of the gold standard of business is a referral. Somebody that has already used your service and says this is great. You got to use these guys. So no doubt that's what's been fun about this whole networking event stuff. And some people avoid it. I don't know why they do, but it's been great for me because I'm getting to know people. I knew 2 people when I showed up here. So,
Yeah. And I took up 10 minutes of your time.
It was a great 10 minutes. I wish it was longer because I'm always intrigued by what you do. And I have so many questions, Claudia.
We'll save that for, well, or go ahead, ask one or two if you feel like it.
Oh, yeah, no, I probably have a number of things you could help me with. So we'll have to take that offline.
Fair enough. Oh, it's funny. So you've got other children, and they're all still up in Virginia, or?
I have 3 older children. They're all in their mid to late 20s. I had one daughter follow me. She was my youngest. She followed us down to Florida. She's still living there in downtown St. Pete. She's a very successful high-tech salesperson. My son is in Northern Virginia, where we used to live, and he's been in sales his career. And after bopping around, he went to Denver, then New York City, and then back to Virginia. And then my middle daughter is out in Bend, Oregon, and I have a grandson out there, and it's a little rough on us because it's so far away.
It is far away.
Yeah.
I can imagine. So I used to live in Virginia. That's America's my happy place.
Good.
I know. I did
What part of Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia Beach.
Oh, that's a great area.
So I did. Well, I mean, we're talking a long time ago, of course. So I was there when I was 6, 7, 8, 9. I did first grade, second grade, third grade, and I learned to play really well. I was really good at playing.
Yeah, well, it's not too far from here. It's what, 3 hours?
So yeah, it's not far at all. So it's but it's changed.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I grew up as a beach guy. I grew up on the Jersey Shore. And I lived a mile from the beach, rode my bike to the beach every day, worked on the beach. I mean, my whole life was the beach, barefoot, surfing, crazy stuff. So I love the beach, and so that's why we moved to Florida, be near a beach. But what's nice here is my sister lives in Myrtle Beach, and so she's only 3 hours away.
Yeah.
So you kind of get the best of both worlds here. You get the mountains, go a little west, and then go a little east, and you have the beach. But the beach is my happy place for sure.
Yeah, that's why we chose this area. And again, because of all the outside life that you can have, I love to be active, and you can, because there's lakes here. And as you've said, you've got the mountains for hiking, and then you've got the beach, which is your favorite. It is my favorite, Atlantic Beach. That's one of the reasons why we came.
I've never been. I'll have to try it out. I've got a lot of things on my list to try out here. And I'm kind of exploring every weekend. But I have to say, what's kind of neat about this is the growth is amazing. What's happening here. I mean, we in the Triangle in our 20 submarkets, over the last year, 2,000 people a month are moving in here.
Wow! You're delivering all those. So how do you?
Not yet. We're just doing 3 submarkets, but we're gonna be around the whole Triangle, hopefully by the end of the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you have to connect with lots of estate agent? I mean, realtors?
We don't, because we basically are scraping data sets from all over, and finding out basically when a transaction happens, when the home changes hands. And we're able to find out if they're owner occupied, which is what we're focused on. So we're able to find that out. What we do is we send out a postcard to let them know we're coming, so we don't want to surprise them. And our welcomer, knocks on the door, and people are answering the door, and sometimes a little skeptical at first, and then you give them a bunch of gifts. They're pretty happy. And then we engage with them, and our welcomers are trained to get in a conversation. Is there anything else we can help you with? And we've gotten a lot of requests, which is great. And we get them to opt in, actually. So what we're trying to do is support our vendor partners' digital media side of it. And we get them to, they scan
Leslie,
scan a code.
Yeah.
Brings them to a landing page, and then it has each one of our vendors on there. And then they can click for the special offer. But then they give us their emails, because we give away like tickets to Hurricane games, or, hopefully in the spring we'll do Bull Durham games, or a nice restaurant, and they get to win prizes. And then when you have their emails, we're doing newsletters to keep those vendors in top of mind and help build their SEO. So there's another digital footprint beyond just
very clever. Yeah, very clever. So are you in collaboration at all with Leslie Lockhart? Because she's doing a digital one.
I don't know.
You met her? Okay, we'll have to introduce you to her.
Yeah, please do. I think it's a great diversification process. Speaking of competition, so often people think when we show up and talk about our business that, okay, do I have to scrap what I'm doing? And the real answer is, like, we're not really competing over those dollars. We're looking at diversification, diversifying your approach. because really this is a personalized approach. No one else is producing this, right? Unless you're going to go door knock yourself, which is interesting because people used to door knock, but a lot of the solicitation rules keep them from doing so.
Can't do that now.
We get around it because we're delivering something, and we're not hitting the whole neighborhood. It's like 1, 2, houses in a neighborhood we'll stop by, but we're delivering a basket. So we kind of get by the solicitation because we're not soliciting. But people used to door knock. We're an outsourced door knocker.
Yeah.
So again, it's personal, it's personalized, it's warm. It's a great way to, make a first impression. There's a book called Giftology by John Ruhlin, and I would recommend it to anybody that has a business. And it's about giving, gifts, and through sort of the gift giving, you're basically cutting through the noise. You're increasing referrals, and you're strengthening basically your brand and your retention. And so if anybody, I can give you a gift, get the book Giftology, and you'll learn a lot. And it's really the premise for what we're doing.
I agree with you. Because so I often will give out free e-guides, and I give out my free relaxation recordings.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course I get the email, but it's like I'm giving.
Yeah.
And it's just always, it's important. So then they'll like, know, and trust you. They go, oh, I like that, and then they might want more. The thing is what I liked, what you said was that it's you're not in competition, and I agree. I'm not in competition with anybody because people will choose their people. However, it's also the fact that that people will, you're doing the nice warm sell. Somebody digital might be doing that. However, people will go, oh, I see their name there and there. And it's like being reminded of the same name. And sometimes we have to see something 7 times before somebody goes with that service.
Well, you might have just nailed it for kind of the way our pitch is, to be honest. I mean, like if you're a plumbing company and somebody moves into a new house, and our plumbing company is Full Stack Plumbing, and Full Stack, they believe in branding, and that's what we believe in. So essentially, you probably don't need something done with your plumbing when you move in. And I'm not talking about a new home, even if the home's 20 years old. However, when you have a problem, right, that pops up, and usually there can be catastrophic. Well, who are you going to call? Well, if I've used this 17 times, and they see something on a refrigerator or what have you, there you go, right? I mean, it's and then now there are other businesses that are really looking for lead generation, and we do produce lead generation. But what's crazy is the Google ads. These guys are paying now over $100 per lead, and the leads are kind of sketchy at best in some cases. So anyway, back to your point though, is you gotta keep that name in front of them. And they may not, the day we knock on the door, call you up and say, I need this, but 6 months from now, they probably are going to need that particular service, and then they're going to, reach out with an offer. So
I agree. Oh, this is brilliant. And we'll chat a bit more afterwards.
Yeah.
So we're going to put your links in the comments so that people can get in touch with you, because there'll be a lot of people who I expect will want to use this and join you. So thank you for watching, everybody. And because you and we could just talk on forever.
Well, I just want to say thank you, Claudia. And I'm very grateful for you to take the time out of your busy day, because I know you're busy, and just spend a little time and help me get the word out, which is great. So I just can't thank you enough.
Absolutely.
And your energy is, by the way, great. I just, that's the beautiful part of during these networking. I love when, I could see you coming a mile away, like this energy. You were like a tornado going through, and everyone's like, you got to meet Claudia. So, yeah.
That's funny. I don't know if at least it's not a Helene then. It's a tornado.
Yeah, Helene brought a whole kind of different energy. Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
She made you cry. There you go. She was
Oddly enough, my name being Troy and my grandmother's name was Helen. So I was like, maybe I did something wrong when I was a kid, you know?
Yeah, maybe. I love that story. Okay, so everybody, thank you for watching, and it's goodbye from me, Claudia Ricard, and it's goodbye from Troy Taggart. So take care, everybody. Thank you for watching.